up on Evening Edition. SIU celebrates its Day of Giving. Plus, a Southern Illinois firefighter died on duty, and charges against a former Illinois congressman have been dropped. Live from Southern Illinois University, you're watching River Region Evening Edition.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jacob Gordon.
And I'm Hannah Frisch. Today, SIU hosted its third annual Day of Giving. Evening Edition's Patrick Cotto has more.
SIU hosted its third annual Day of Giving, where friends and families came out to give back to the community. But what started this tradition?
Just to help the gifts keep going and to help scholarships and help other students who are coming in to have opportunities, the same opportunities that we have and those who have had it before us.
Although SIU Day of Giving is more than just giving back.
SIU Day of Giving brings everybody from students, staff, faculty, and even alumni, community members together, gives them a lot of fun things to participate in, and it also showcases a lot of the great programs that we have here at SIU.
For the folks that came out to the event, they were impressed about the turnout, as workers involved cannot be more happier with the effort.
Seeing our alumni and the community members to be able to say, wow, look at SIU, and I had a great experience there, and be able to give back. The university provided so much, for myself, for my family.
Then the event unwrapped itself with a gift opening that featured gifted SIU students. After a great turnout, SIU hopes to keep on giving.
When you think about what SIU has done for the community and what it has done for the Southern Illinois community, the Day of Giving is about giving back to the things that SIU stand for, to keep that going, to keep that perpetuating.
For Evening Edition, I'm Patrick Cotto.
The event has raised over $500,000, and donors have until 6 a.m. tomorrow to donate to any organization on campus.
And I'd love to tell you about IT Day.
SIU IT Day returns on Thursday, March 14th. It'll feature more than 30 presenters, as well as activities such as trips to technology centers around campus. The event will last all day, and it has something for everyone, regardless of technological experience.
Is that IT Day has something or many things that will be of interest and will be accessible to people regardless of their walk of life.
You can register for free to attend IT Day at itday.siu.edu.
Well, Jacob, today it was so bright outside that I didn't even think to check the temperature before I left the house.
You made you think the sunshine made you think it was spring. Madeline Parker is here now with the first look at weather. Madeline, are we going to see the sunshine continue?
Well, Jacob, we're going to see a little bit of sunshine, but not tomorrow morning, because tonight we're going to have some partly cloudy skies with a low of 29 degrees. Tomorrow morning is going to get even colder, 28 degrees with cloudy skies. But luckily around midday, that sun will start to peek through from those clouds, and we'll have 42 degrees for the high around noon. So well, looking ahead, we'll be seeing that we'll have some warmer temperatures coming in, and unfortunately, we'll have some rain on the way, but I'll show you more about that in my 5-day forecast.
All right, Madeline, thanks. The Illinois State Police is asking for your help in locating a missing woman. 19-year-old Brooke Naylor of Harrisburg was last seen on March 3rd. Her vehicle was found abandoned on the El Dorado Ridgeway Blacktop. Naylor is described as 5'3" and approximately 115 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information about the whereabouts of Naylor, you're asked to contact Illinois State Police at 618-384-9945. And authorities say a fire captain has died, and 3 other firefighters were injured following a partial collapse of a burning home in Southern Illinois. The Godfrey Fire Protection District says Jacob, also known as Jake Ringering, suffered serious injuries when part of a home in Beth Alto collapsed yesterday. He was taken to the hospital where he died. The department says 1 injured firefighter was in stable condition at a St. Louis hospital, and 2 others were treated and released. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A teenage boy was killed after he was struck by a semi-truck in Chicago yesterday. Police say the truck was attempting to turn when he hit the 14-year-old boy. The boy was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police located the driver shortly after the incident, where he was cited for failure to yield. Police are investigating if the driver knew he struck the boy.
A crash involving a school bus injured 21 people in Indiana yesterday morning. Around 8 o'clock, a school bus rear-ended a garbage truck. The truck's driver was outside the vehicle assisting a customer at the time of the accident. The bus was carrying children from several schools and 19 of the students were injured, as well as the drivers of the bus and truck. Authorities are investigating what caused the accident. And Kentucky state senators passed a bill yesterday designed to prevent underage vaping in schools. The bill, created by Senator Brandon Smith and a group of middle school students, would establish an anonymous system for students to report vaping that would then notify parents and direct students to free resources on how to quit. Some state lawmakers, however, feel the bill doesn't go far enough and believe the minimum age for buying tobacco products should be raised to 21 statewide.
And ahead on Evening Edition, charges were dropped against a former Illinois congressman.
Plus, a new medical breakthrough could change mental health treatment. You're watching Evening Edition at 5. Federal prosecutors dropped felony charges against former Illinois Congressman Aaron Schock in federal court today. It's a part of a plea deal that will result in a new misdemeanor case against him for violating campaign finance limitations. Schock resigned from office in 2015 after he was accused of using campaign funds to pay for a luxurious lifestyle. He blamed the case on a prosecutor who was out to get him.
I do feel like I've been wronged in this process by a prosecutor who saw me as his ticket to stardom and who was allowed to go unchecked for many years at great expense to me personally, my family and friends, and yes, the taxpayers.
As a part of the plea deal, Schock must admit what he did, reimburse the funds he misused, and cooperate with the IRS. He has 6 months to comply with the deal.
President Trump's Homeland Security chief facing tough questions on Capitol Hill about the border with Mexico, including children apprehended with and without their parents, and the president's emergency declaration.
Kirstjen Nielsen is the highest-ranking administration official to testify on immigration policy so far this year. Karen Caifa reports from Washington.
It been nearly a year since the Secretary of Homeland Security testified before this committee.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen grilled by House Democrats on border security and immigration, including the highly controversial family separations at the southern border.
As a consequence for a parent going to jail, we in this country do not take the children to jail.
So I take that as a yes, that you understood that the zero-tolerance policy was going to lead to minors being separated from their parents.
As it has in the last 3 administrations.
Yes. Okay.
And offering a firm defense of the administration, but at times few specifics.
Do you know how many young people are detained?
Yes, ma'am. I don't have that number in front of me. We have all of the numbers.
Would you provide that for me?
Yes.
When it came to total apprehensions, Nielsen pointed to new numbers from Customs and Border Protection. More than 76,000 people apprehended at the southern border during February, on track for 900,000 this year. She defended Trump's emergency declaration to access funds for a southern border wall.
He hoped Congress would act, that it didn't have to come to issuing an emergency declaration if Congress had met his request to fund the resources that CBP has requested.
The House has voted to terminate that order. The Senate appears poised to do the same. The president says he'll veto it. In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
A majority of Americans believe President Trump has most likely broken the law at some point in his life. That's according to a poll by the Quinnipiac University conducted days after Michael Cohen testified before Congress. 64% of voters surveyed believe Mr. Trump committed crimes before he became president, and 45% think he broke the law while he was president. 3 in 5 voters also want Congress to do more to investigate Cohen's claims against the president. And survivors of Sunday's tornadoes in Lee County, Alabama are still grappling with the devastation throughout their small community. The storm claimed the lives of 23 people Sunday. The oldest victim was 89 and the youngest victim was 6 years old. Crews are still searching for survivors, but the community members are proud of the way survivors have come together to help.
I can't thank this community enough for jumping in there and the support that I've seen firsthand.
Lee County officials are asking anyone in the area who can volunteer their time or resources to step forward and register with the local government.
Singer R. Kelly has been arrested in Chicago. The singer was arrested today after failing to pay back nearly $200,000 in child support. Kelly recently gave his first interview since he was charged with 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse last month. Kelly is adamant he did nothing wrong. That indictment accuses Kelly of sexual acts with 3 kids older than 13 but younger than 17.
Forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense.
Kelly insists he only had sexual relations with women who were at least 17 years old, and he has no reason to hold anyone against their will. And HBO's Michael Jackson documentary is prompting massive backlash just days after airing. The documentary, which focuses on 2 specific child sex abuse allegations against Jackson, prompted a $100 million defamation lawsuit against HBO from Jackson's family prior to air. Many radio stations have also pulled Jackson's music from their catalogs, and the National Football Museum removed a statue of Jackson in response to the new allegations. Jackson faced similar allegations in 1993 and 2005, but was acquitted in both cases.
A new drug by the Janssen Pharmaceuticals has just been approved to help those battle depression, but haven't had success with other treatments.
But the nasal spray comes with a big warning label. Samantha Soto explains in today's Health Minute.
Millions of people suffer from depression, but approximately 1/3 of those that suffer from depression are considered treatment resistant, meaning nothing works. Well, help and hope may be on the way. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration just approved the second ever drug and first one in a decade to treat those with treatment-resistant depression. The drug is Spravato, and it contains esketamine, the chemical cousin of ketamine, a powerful anesthetic which is used illegally as the club drug Special K. It's administered as a nasal spray and is fast-acting, a welcome change when other treatments like Prozac can take weeks or months to work.
Our previous antidepressants work by serotonin or norepinephrine. This mechanism is completely novel. It works on the NMDA receptor and turns on what we think are some long-term synaptic changes.
Side effects range from dizziness and lethargy to feeling drunk and temporarily disconnected from your body and mind. Because of its potency and potential for abuse, the drug will not be sent home with patients. It will be administered at the doctor's office, and patients will be monitored for at least 2 hours afterwards. For today's Health Minute, I'm Samantha Soto.
In business news tonight, General Motors will be ending its production at its Lordstown, Ohio plant 2 days ahead of schedule. GM says it's shutting down production at this plant to invest more money into other vehicles. Ohio Senator Rob Portman says he was disappointed by the decision.
It's a punch in the gut. I mean, for that area, the Mahoning Valley, those workers, that community has worked hard to be productive for General Motors, and now General Motors is turning on them.
Over 400 of the workers at the plant have accepted transfers to other GM plants. The Lordstown plant is the first of 4 U.S. plants that General Motors is closing through the year 2020.
And Alex Trebek announced today that he has been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The Jeopardy host says he will continue to film the rest of the season while fighting the disease, and he says he plans to beat the disease and finish out his contract as host of the show. And will the sunshine be sticking around? Madeline has a full forecast next.
But first on Wall Street, stocks in the day with negative results. The Nightly Business Report has more coming up next at 5:30.
Welcome back to River Region Evening Edition. Here is a viewer photo sent in by Dan Siska. If you have a viewer photo you would like to see on the show, please send it to our Facebook or Twitter at River Region News. Right now you can see it is very sunny skies with 34 degrees. Our dew point is at 12 degrees. We have a humidity of 36%. Our wind is at 7 miles per hour from the southwest, and our barometer reads 30.38. For our almanac, we can see that our average temperature was 53 degrees, but our high was only 36 degrees, which is closer to our low today. Our low today was 26 degrees with an average of 32. We did not reach that record of 77 degrees set in 1956, nor that record low of -9 set in 1960. For our regional temperatures, we can see that it was a very, very sunny day, sun all around. Waterloo was at 37 degrees with sunny skies. Carbondale 34 with sunny skies. Marion was also at 34 with sunny skies. Cape Girardeau was at 35 degrees with sunny skies. Paducah was at 34 with sunny skies, and Evansville was at 32 with sunny skies. But if we look at our national temperatures, we can see it was a cold day all around. St. Louis in the blue, which is in the 30-degree temperatures. Chicago is feeling purple and in dark blue, which is in the 20s and in the 10s. And all the way in Orlando, it was almost into the 50s and 60s. I would personally would rather be in Orlando feeling those temperatures, but hopefully we'll be seeing some warmer temperatures later on in the week. For our surface map, we can see that we have a low pressure system going into Chicago, which will be bringing some nasty weather with a cold front coming in to northern Illinois, but not a lot is going on for our area. We do have a high pressure system that is leaving and taking these sunny skies along with it. For tonight, however, we will have low 26 degrees with partly cloudy skies, a 5-mile-per-hour wind from the southwest, and our sun is setting at 5:55 p.m. For our bus stop forecast, it's going to be 30 degrees tomorrow, so pretty chilly with mostly cloudy skies, but not a lot of wind, only 4 miles per hour from the southeast. And around the afternoon, it will be warming up. It'll be warming up to about 45 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, but the winds will start picking up throughout the day. They'll start at 10 miles per hour from the southeast, but it'll be picking up to about 15 miles per hour throughout the day, and the sun is rising at 6:19 a.m. Now tomorrow night it's going to be dropping down to 35 degrees, so still not as cold as we've been seeing, but it's quite a temperature drop with clouds early on in the afternoon, in the evening, with rain coming after midnight in some spurts. We'll have 7-mile-per-hour wind from the southeast, and the sun is setting at 5:56 p.m. Now for our 5-day outlook, we can see that there is going to be some temperatures rising. We're going to have 61 degrees on Saturday, but on Friday it's going to have some rain in the morning with 50 degrees, 61 as I said on Saturday, but with some thunderstorms unfortunately. Sunday will be partly cloudy skies with 52 degrees for the high, and on Monday we'll have some clouds in the morning and sun in the afternoon, but we'll have some 50-degree temperatures that we can be looking forward to.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks, Madeline.
And now here's Tyler Zobby with a preview of what's coming up next in sports. Tyler?
Thank you, Jacob. Could Saluki baseball extend their win streak to 6? And some heartwarming moments. All this on sports after the break. You're watching Evening Edition at 5. Two local teams fought for their chance to head to state last night at the SIU Arena. In 1A, the Cesar Valier Red Devils took on the Central A&M Raiders. The Devils started out strong, but they couldn't hold off that strong A&M offense in the second half, falling to the Raiders 79-69. In 2A, the Nashville Hornets took on the Teutopolis Wooden Shoes. Both teams played strong defensive games, but the Wooden Shoes couldn't hold off Nashville as the Hornets took the win 41-28. The Raiders and Hornets will both play Friday and Saturday in Peoria for the state title. And at the halfway mark of the MAC's Men's Swimming and Diving Championships, SIU finds themselves in third. The Dogs trail leader and host Miami, Ohio by 112 points and second place Missouri State by 109 points with 2 days left. Several Salukis have already qualified for the championship heats later tonight, including Fu Kong, Chris Cole, and Riley Garman. Championship heats don't start until 5:30. And a midweek showdown between SIU and SEMO has seen no shortage of runs. In the bottom of the 8th inning, SEMO had just taken the lead away from the Salukis, courtesy of 6 runs in the inning. If the result holds, it would break the Salukis' 5-game win streak and extend the Red Hawk win streak to 4. And already facing a rape allegation trial, Kellen Winslow II is back in jail. The ex-NFL player was arrested and accused of lewd conduct at a gym in Carlsbad, California. Winslow has pled not guilty to 2 counts of lewd conduct, 1 count of elder abuse, and a count of battery of an elder. If found guilty of the rape accusations, he faces life in prison. He's not due back in court until March 29th. And yesterday we learned that tragedy triumphs even the bitterest rivalries. In the wake of the tornadoes that ravaged Alabama, a moment of silence was held before the Auburn-Alabama basketball game last night in Tuscaloosa. Auburn would go on to beat the Crimson Tide by 6 after outscoring Alabama by 17 in the second half. And sometimes there's nothing like a spur-of-the-moment adventure. A dog living in a lodge at Finger Lake joined the squad in Alaska's annual Iditarod race. When Pete Kaiser and Ryan Reddington reached the checkpoint, the dog joined them and ran 30 miles overnight. The dog's reward, a rest on some warm straw and a plane ride back to Finger Lake.
30 miles?
Overnight on a whim like that. I wish I could do that.
I could barely go a mile.
Yeah,
like
I'm with
a
you.
half
Yep.
a mile.
In Alaska, like it's cold.
It's cold.
Yeah. This dog.
Wow. Wow. All right. Thanks, Tyler.
Is the sunshine going to bring the warmer temperatures for the weekend? Madeline has a final check of your forecast next.
But first, as we head to break, be sure to follow us on social media at River Region News and check out our website for more local content. We'll be right back.
And finally tonight, if you are looking for an excuse to indulge, it's okay to grab a package of Oreos.
You know why? It's because today is National Oreo Cookie Day. America's favorite cookie made its debut in 1912 in New York City. Since then, it's undergone a few minor changes in recipes, but so pick up your favorite, whatever that is, of double stuff, thins, or one of the many flavors released each year. Okay, if I'm going on a 30-mile trek, I'm going to need some carbs.
Not only carbs, you're going to need good weather. Madeline, how does the weather look?
Well, luckily it is good Oreo eating weather, but it is not good running weather because we do have some rain in our forecast. Friday we'll have some rain in the morning with 50 degrees. Saturday 61 with some thunderstorms. Sunday will be still pretty warm with 52 degrees with some partly cloudy skies. And on Monday, dropping down to 50 degrees with clouds in the morning and sun in the afternoon. So it's not going to be freezing like we've been seeing lately, but it is going to be pretty wet and rainy. So that's kind of a downside.
So basically, Friday and Saturday, I'm going to sit at home with my Oreos and tuck up in my milk and watch it rain.
Of course, sounds like a great weekend.
Hey, it's fine. Thanks, Madeline.
And thank you for joining us tonight. The Nightly Business Report is next. I'm Hannah Frisch.
And I'm Jacob Gordon for Madeline Parker, Tyler Zalby, and all the students who work on Evening Edition. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.